On.
Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. It's Monday night. No, wait. Monday, main event Monday.
Main event Monday.
This week we won't be talking about WrestleMania 2. That's next week. This week we are talking about what we thought about SummerSlam on Saturday.
Absolutely. What an event, man. What an event.
I tell you what, I'm going to call out a couple people. I'm not going to say their names, but on TikTok, there are certain people, man. They know who they are. I tell you what, that didn't like that event on Saturday. They thought, in their words, it was nothing special, and it was like a Vince ran pay-per-view still. Nothing special. And I'm gonna say, all right, as wrestling fans, you're entitled to your opinion, but I can't see Vince at all. Like, what part screamed Vince McMahon?
None of it screamed Vince McMahon. In my opinion, none of it.
I mean, the only thing that screamed Vince McMahon was possibly Brock Lesnar using the tractor.
You know what? And I even don't think that. I mean, that was strict. I mean,
well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I agree with you, man. I don't think anything on that pay-per-view screamed anything of Vince McMahon. It was obviously there was a control changeover because you could see the difference between SummerSlam of a one-day show for 3 hours compared to a Vince McMahon WrestleMania 2-day event. I mean, come on, guys.
It proves my point that it just proves our point that SummerSlam did in 3 hours what WrestleMania could do in one night as well. I honestly thought Survivor Series, SummerSlam from top to bottom was better than either night of WrestleMania.
100%, man.
I mean,
they showed up. WWE showed up when they have to, and they did. They showed up. They were there.
Hunter and Stephanie most definitely showed up.
Absolutely, 100%. I cannot agree with you more. I'm excited to see what's on the 3-hour Monday Night Raw. But
okay, so this again brings me to what they need to stop doing right now. And so you have a 3-hour pay-per-view. If you don't bring the if you don't absolutely tear the house down in 3 hours on Monday Night Raw, what the hell, man?
That's going to be interesting, man. You know what? And I am going to probably go live after Raw tonight and express my feelings about that. Because, look, how the hell do you go from a powerhouse SummerSlam weekend and a show that blew the tops off the Tennessee, well, the top wasn't on Tennessee, but anyways, if it was on top the Tennessee Dome or field, it would be blown off. Anyways, then you come to a Raw and just fizzle out. I would be like, what? So I'm anxious, man. I can't look. I'm looking forward to another 5.5 hours till Raw starts. Man, I'm pumped. I want to see what they're gonna do with that. They ought to blow the shit out of that arena to follow that SummerSlam for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, let's see. So you got, you just want to jump right into?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Okay, so Bianca and Becky. Before I got something for after after this match, but so Becky comes out wearing her bullshit that she likes to wear, those dumbass glasses, and I mean,
she looked like a tool.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely stop it.
Go back to the man. You know what I'm saying?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Because she tweeted out, she changed her Twitter handle.
Good.
Last night.
Because I can't do those damn high boots, funky colored glass. I can't do that. I'm so glad that she's gonna. Yeah. So go ahead, man.
And then Bianca came out, and I think she was in her Tennessee Titans gear, it looked like almost.
With all that, yeah, with that big ass ponytail. Yeah.
See, I still don't like her. I don't like Bianca, but it is what it is. That's who they want as their women's champion.
Maybe I should have changed mine. Maybe I'll go back on your TikTok post and add another one to the most overrated women's female performer, and she's right up there with Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair. So
I don't think she's overrated. I just think she's overly hyped. I just don't like her gimmicks. She is in my opinion. These are opinions, people. Don't get butthurt because I say something that you don't like.
That's right.
In my opinion, I think that Bianca is no different than Austin Theory.
Yeah.
They get pushed to the moon because they're young and talented, but I just don't think that they're, oh my God. Like I don't. They're not. I mean, if you snip that ponytail off of Bianca Belair, what do you have?
Yep.
You have Alicia Fox.
Maybe. There you go. So
that's my hot take on that match. But no, those two girls they did a hell of a great job on Saturday.
Matt.
They started off with an absolute banger.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed it out. They went all out with their gear. I mean, you can say what you want to say about how they dressed. They went all out. There was just no. It was. I think that we need to talk about Becky Lynch's technical wrestling ability in the ring. She
is one of the. Honestly, she's one of the most underrated.
Yes.
I can't say underrated because we all know that she's very, 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 very talented. She's the most, in my opinion, most misused because she can be booked as an absolute powerhouse. She should be booked as an absolute bad bitch.
No, you're right. I mean, she is more technical in the ring than most people, most women in that on WWE. Even if the exchange of the wrist locks that she was doing were so smooth, they were so like, oh my, she was moving, and she needs the belt. She needs the belt back, but
Well, here's the thing. You talk about people who need a belt, or does the belt does she need the belt, or does the belt need her? I think the belt needs her.
Right. That's a good point.
Because Bianca's really not she's a good talent, but she's not what I would consider a credible champion.
No, not at all. I mean, that's the same thing. You can say that with Seth Rollins, Becky's husband. He's technically smooth in the ring.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're both. They're I don't know if did they come up in at the same time with each other. I'm not sure. I can't.
Well, Seth was before Becky. But Seth was the first ever NXT Men's Champion.
Okay.
Becky was
a couple years later.
Becky was with Charlotte and all that.
Gotcha. But no, Becky, in my opinion, is probably one of the best in the ring.
She's I mean, right now, yeah. Honestly, if the only person that I think she just doesn't have the personality to do it is Shayna Baszler. That girl can just whoop your ass.
Right.
Just looking at you, but she just doesn't have the persona.
Right.
I mean, she's a female version of Brock Lesnar.
Right. And both those girls in the first match they're phenomenal. Their ring skills are great. I mean, what about that Spanish fly from Belair to the middle of the ring?
Oh my God.
That was a hot pop, man. I was like, what? She flew. And she's a strong bitch, man. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, she's yeah. But I mean, the I guess for what they're doing, for for what happened at the end of the match, I understand why Becky ended up losing.
Right.
I understand that now. But right at the end, right after, like at the end, I was like, and it looked like Becky hurt herself at some point during the match.
Right. Yeah.
Like it didn't look like a kayfabe injury. That looked like an actual shoot injury where she was hurt. But I mean, we'll see tonight if she really is or not. But
right, and Lynch, when Lynch caught Becky coming off the rope and just stood there, she just lifted her up, and it's like, so both of them girls, man, they're strong individuals, and I hope Becky Lynch isn't hurt. I mean, I'm not a fan. I wouldn't have picked Belair to win it, but the way they're going with the storyline, Becky's turning face. Thank God. And then the huge pop for me, one of the huge pops of the night happened.
Well, honestly, I posted that question. Everyone that has me on TikTok has seen this, and a lot of you guys have commented. What was your big pop? What was your huge pop of the night at SummerSlam? And 9 out of 10 guys went with this. 9 out of 10 people went with this moment.
Okay.
And Bayley shows up. And she's not alone.
Right.
Io Shirai. They named, and that's the thing. Shout out to Shayna Hill. If she watches this, tremendous. She loves Andrew. Loves. Thinks he's just the cutest kid on the face of the planet. And loves his passion for wrestling, but she has been doing a series of TikToks where she is talking about name changes.
Yeah.
It started with Gunther. No, his name is Walter.
Right.
Leave that alone. They changed Shotzi Blackheart. They took the Blackheart away from her, and now she's just Shotzi. They did it and they repackaged Io Shirai into Io Sky.
Right.
What is it? Don't keep changing these names. We know that just because they're new to WWE television and they're not on NXT anymore doesn't mean you got to change their names and make them Johnny Jackoff, like Johnny Nitro changing his name every time he goes to a different company.
I have a guy
like
from
if we invite John Morrison on the show, he'd end up being Johnny Huge Pop.
Right.
It's like
right.
It's like no, that's
right.
not like so every time that we have a guest, then am I gonna call them? Like if Wrecked by Wrestling comes on here, he's no longer Wrecked by Wrestling, is Wrecked by Huge Pop.
Right. No.
No, you don't freaking do that.
That's right.
You leave their name and you maybe repackage how they're portrayed.
Right.
Repackage their attitude.
That's right.
But don't give them a new theme song if you want, but don't screw with their names.
Correct. I agree 100%. But so you got Bayley coming out looking hot as ever.
Oh my God, she looked good.
She looked really good. She took the time away and she looks good. The outfit she was wearing looks amazing. She looked good, but you knew as she's walking down that ramp, which I just going on a tangent. That SummerSlam walkway was ridiculously long, in my opinion. If it was straight,
it was a WrestleMania walkway.
Yeah, so
that doesn't belong at SummerSlam.
I mean, come down all the way straight. I mean, whatever. It don't matter. She came down. She looked amazing. But you knew. I sat there and go, there's no way she's gonna come by herself. None.
She got to the corner there.
Yeah.
And went ding dong.
Right.
Hello.
Amazing.
I honestly wish she would drop that gimmick.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the whole ding dong hello.
Right. then
funny, but it's not.
Right. Then her friends started to come out with her, and I sat there looking. I told Matt this shit earlier this morning, or maybe it's Sunday morning. I don't know what it was, but she came out. The two other girls came out, and I said, you know what this could be? What if this could be huge? The NWO women's.
Hey, now I turned to Andrew that night when we were watching, and I fully expected Becky. Okay, this is how my brain functioned at that point. Becky was wearing red and yellow, right?
Yeah.
Who wore red and yellow back in the day?
Hulk Hogan.
What you gonna do, brother? Hulk Hogan. So they're doing that. Becky, and then you have Bianca, who just, could have played the Macho Man character there. Becky does some sort of backstabbing thing. You had Kevin Nash and Scott Hall with, I don't know. I thought it might have been.
That's a good.
Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, I think, and then you throw
Bailey in there.
Bailey in there or maybe Bailey's the Hulk Hogan of that group.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that that's a very good possibility. You could have had Becky clothesline Bianca, did whatever she does. Then you could have those three girls coming in, Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, and Bailey come in and form that new fraction of the four horsemen, maybe 4 horsewomen, whatever it might be, and you could have an awesome women's faction. So I hope WWE will, and Triple H and Stephanie will do, because Stephanie is a women's division girl. She loves to push the women. Maybe things will get better on that division, and maybe we might see some factions that last long. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that ended. And I give that whole match and that whole segment was an A in my book. So that was just that was a great way to kick off SummerSlam 2022. So
who I just switched over to YouTube for a minute.
Arcade Pop.
Who's that?
This is just a guy that's coming on talking.
Hey, Arcade Pop, what's going on, dude? Yeah, SummerSlam was off the chain.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree with you. I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in there, because kind of going back and forth between Twitch and YouTube right now. Anyway, a great way to end that match. And that's when the huge pop started.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, if that's how they're going to start SummerSlam, they better have something big, huge to go with it. And again, wasn't the Logan Paul Miz match was out next. Yeah. If I remember right.
And everyone's banging on the Miz coming out with Tommaso. That right there is going to be a series of matches. Okay, so fine. Okay, we'll get to that one after we actually discuss the match. I thought that Miz Logan Paul was better.
Carry the show, Matt.
All right. I thought Miz Logan Paul was a lot better than the Miz and Logan Paul versus Ray and Dominic at Mania, simply because it's very well documented. I hate Dominic Mysterio. I don't like the guy. I've never thought that he was anything special. But you know, I just think that we had a match with Logan and Miz, and again, that whole match told the story from the beginning with the disrespect. The commentators fed into it, saying, "Oh, Miz did this," and disrespecting so and so, and I just felt that the Miz carried the first half of the match with the dramatics, with the telling of the story kind of stuff. And then Logan Paul turned it on for like he just absolutely decided to become a professional wrestler apparently.
Right. Sorry about
he and then of course Tommaso getting ejected and then refusing to leave, and then AJ Styles coming out of nowhere. Another big pop for me was like, what? AJ? What?
Yeah, I know you're an AJ Styles fan. I thought to myself, man, Matt's on fire for that.
Well, yeah, and just too bad he wasn't coming out to help. He's just too bad he was helping Logan Paul out.
Right. Yeah, I just hope that they don't abuse Ciampa and put him in a John Morrison type of role. I hope they end up feuding. Hope Ciampa and Miz end up feuding quickly, like Ciampa turning heel on the Miz.
Well, I think you're gonna see a series of matches with Ciampa and AJ, which are gonna be absolutely bangers of matches. They're gonna have a few going,
right?
And then it's gonna be Ciampa and Miz versus AJ and Logan Paul, maybe a couple times as just a tag team. And then something's going to happen where Miz is going to get fed up. He's going to lose twice. That's exactly what's going to be. Tommaso's going to win. Miz is going to lose again to whoever. Maybe AJ and Miz have a couple matches. And then Pluggo B2B, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the chat. It's Ciampa and AJ will definitely be a banger of a match.
Thanks for the follow, Pluggo. Man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the follow on Twitch channel. Thank you guys.
But yeah, I think the series of matches they set up with AJ interfering or coming out and taking care of Ciampa, I think that was a great setup because you're gonna you have AJ against Ciampa, you can have AJ versus the Miz, and then it just getting it's gonna get a lot of really good, solid, quality matches and some feuds going on in the next leading into Survivor Series.
Absolutely,
because you have Clash at the Castle in a month, and I think the build up in the next 4 weeks on Monday Night Raw will just be tremendous.
Right on. And I missed it because I had to step away. My job had to pull me away from here. But I put on some notes that I have to laugh because a note that I wrote down is like it was blowing up all over Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, Matt, or not, but the jackets that Miz, Ciampa, and Maurice were wearing reminded a lot of people of the Nickelodeon slime. You see that color? That was nasty ass clothes. Gross, nasty. And then what the hell's this bro? What's this bro doing coming out with a Logan Paul photo around his neck?
Well, it's not okay. So everyone that watched WrestleMania knows Logan Paul came out with that
Pokemon card.
Dumbass Pokemon card around his neck.
I make money off of dumbass Pokemon cards, bro.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're paying millions of dollars for a piece of goddamn cardboard.
Millions.
No, that's not for me, bro.
All right.
So, we move on.
Wait, hold on. One of my huge pops of that match was to see the skill level of Logan Paul when he jumped off the jumped off the top turnbuckle and put Miz through the announce table. That was
Well, Dan. know damn well when Tommaso got ejected and AJ took care of him, Logan Paul was going to win that match.
Yeah. But I'm saying, Logan Paul, that the ability that you knew that going into the match that Logan Paul had ability. I mean, I'm not gonna say we talked about celebrities, how they shouldn't be in big events, blah blah blah. Bad Bunny, okay, I get you. I know you hate him. He had a couple moments. He doesn't belong in another pay-per-view. So I scratch that. Logan Paul, amazing athleticism, and he proved himself by jumping. He's great. He has good skills. So that was just a huge pop on that, and I was just like amazed by the whole thing.
Logan Paul just gets it. I know he's a shitty human being, but he gets this business.
Yes.
Okay. He's an athlete. He performed like an athlete. I will say that, Pluggo. Okay. He does stuff in the ring that I couldn't do.
Right.
And I'm not just I wouldn't be able to do half the shit he does. I can't do half the shit he does on the goddamn video game.
Right.
BLT Ajax just asked, you guys think Angelo Dawkins turning heel tonight to join Omos and MVP?
Okay, no, wait. I'll answer that question. I'll answer that question first, and Matt, you can fill it. You can come in and. I love the idea of him turning heel. But please, hear me, please, do not have him turn heel and join that jackass of a person that needs to be off our TV, MVP.
No, MVP is fine.
Omos too.
He's absolute
okay.
Garbage.
I mean, yeah. I guess if you wanted to do that, give MVP a athlete, a wrestler, and get Omos off my television. One or the other, because I'm sick of all this.
Well, okay, so if we're gonna go that route, then absolutely, I think you go with a guy like Angelo Dawkins turning on Montez Ford.
Yes.
And that's the way I see it. I think that Montez Ford is too much of a babyface kind of guy. I just can't. I think Angelo Dawkins would be a tremendous guy to pair with a mouthpiece like MVP.
Right.
And Omos just, I don't know. Omos is, I chop you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just not a fan.
Right. Those that are watching on Twitch and YouTube, please go to TikTok and follow Matt Rogers 8. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for following BLT Ajax. Hit the follow button on TikTok. Check us out, guys. This is exciting. Thank you guys for 2 people joining on Twitch, 1 person on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Matt appreciates you guys. Huge Pop Wrestling is just 2 casual brothers talking wrestling twice a week with possibly another show or 2 in the beginning and middle of the week. Special guests coming for it. Rick, today we're going to discuss SummerSlam. But thank you. I want to take a moment to say thank you, guys. But hop on to TikTok. Huge Pop Wrestling on TikTok and Matt Rogers 8 on TikTok. Follow him. Get him to 1,000 so we can go live on TikTok as well.
I'll start posting on my Twitter, Pluggo, if you want to follow me. I just don't have it right away. But yeah, I'll hook you guys up next as soon as I can. I wonder if okay. My Twitter, I don't really go on there much, but my Twitter handle is hold on. MATTRODG31 on there. So if you want to follow me on there, I'll start posting a couple things on Twitter. Really don't get on there. I'm more of an Instagram kind of guy. But yeah.
Awesome, man. So then we had that Bobby Lashley versus the Theory match.
I mean, I really, really, really want to. It's no secret. Anyone who's listened to me on any platform knows I can't stand Austin Theory. It's more of his character, not his ability. His ability is tremendous. He's an amazing athlete, an amazing professional wrestler. it's just his whole gimmick of taking a selfie and all that kind of stuff. It's just not for me. I want you to go in there and beat someone's ass. That's what I want. I don't want you to, and I get it. That's his character. That's fine. Just not. I personally don't. I want someone that would beat your ass and walk away.
Hello. Podcast. Yeah, I'll call you back. Okay.
So I think yeah. So Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory told a story from start to finish. Hey, thanks guys. Like throwing that. I don't know what that treasure chest or whatever that does. But thanks, man.
It doesn't have. I mean, for me, I didn't like Lashley when he was with MVP, so I'm not an MVP guy. I'll just throw that out there. But Lashley is a phenomenal, massive guy, and it'll never get old watching him power guys up in the air and slamming. You know what I'm saying? That's just his gimmick. That's what he does. That never gets old. And the way he puts over people and sells people, how many times did he take a shot with that briefcase? A lot. But he sold that. He was selling those shots with that briefcase. And man, that was impressive. But again, it wasn't probably one of the biggest matches of the night. You know, I picked Theory to win. I'm not Theory, but I picked Lashley to win, and you know, it was that. You know, so not what I didn't it wasn't that great of a match in my opinion, but the guy that the right guy won, the better guy won. Again, I'll go off that statement about Theory. I don't like Theory's character. I think Theory's a hell of a athlete. He can perform. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. When I say I don't like Theory, it's not that I don't like that. I don't think he can perform. I think he can. I just don't like his character. So that's what I gotta say about that.
Hey, Pluggo, I just followed you on Twitch. Maybe I'll have to check you guys out too. That's pretty cool. You got another podcaster on here, another Twitch guy on here. That's pretty cool.
Then we jumped right into that Rey Mysterio Dominic match versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor and whatever.
That match, I popped when Edge came back.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like a badass mother. He was. I've been an Edge fan since he was with the Brood.
I didn't like his haircut, bro.
I mean,
Mr. Curly Q's, Mr. Afro, bro, small short Afro. I didn't like it. I was happy. I popped when he came. I popped when he showed up. I'm glad he came down with the Brood stuff. You know, I like that, the flames and shit like that. Amazing. But yeah, I just didn't like his haircut. I guess that's not a big deal.
I mean, he definitely put on a hell of a show, though. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And I hope for his sake that they give him someone other than the Mysterios to team up with, because the Mysterios Rey is a classic. He is a national treasure. 20 plus years in the business, and he's tremendous. But he doesn't need to be running with the rated R superstar. That makes zero sense.
Right.
And I would hope that Hunter has that kind of mentality of, oh wait, maybe we shouldn't pair these guys together.
Right.
But that's the only way that you could get Edge to have his moment with Finn and Damian Priest.
I thought for a moment when I was watching that, I just checked myself. Wasn't that supposed to be a no DQ match?
Well, yeah, that was a big thing. Because Andrew and Andrew's one that kind of pointed this one out at the beginning. He goes, wait, they can both be in why it's a no DQ match. They can be in the same time. And I go, well, no, it's a tag team match, and then more I thought about it, be like, yeah, it should have been just like a tornado tag almost.
Right, I was kind of confused by that because I was like, wait a second, what? You know, so I think WWE, if they missed the boat on anything on SummerSlam, I think that was it, because I was like, how do you? That it was kind of weird to me, and I almost feel like I don't like Mysterio, I don't like the Judgment Day, but it almost felt like Judgment Day should have got that win. They needed to. Maybe not have got the win. They needed the win.
Yeah.
To keep it going, to keep them going. I'm with you, Matt.
Yeah, to give them credibility, I think they needed to win.
Right. I'm with you.
I don't know if that booking was very good or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. I don't think they need to go any longer with Rey Mysterio and Dominic. I think WWE, on a side note, needs to take Rey Mysterio and Dominic and figure the shit out and say, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to end it? Or are we just going to keep it as a dad mentoring the son? Could Dominic be tutored by Edge? I hope not. I think Edge needs to be separate away from the Mysterios to go further with the Judgment Day. But I don't like. I think we need to be done with the Mysterios as far as any angle with any of the Judgment Day Edge thing. It needs to be done. Something new has to happen. I don't know what I don't know what that is, but something different has to happen, and that's what I got out of that SummerSlam match. So then we went into Pat McAfee versus Bomb Ass Corbin.
Oh my God!
I
absolutely love that shirt he was wearing. Bomb Ass Corbin.
I need that shirt, bro. Why don't you go? You need to buy it for me, man.
That's one of one. I guarantee Pat McAfee is the only one on the face of the planet that has that, and it'll be hanging up in Pat McAfee. If you go over to YouTube after you're done with us here, go to the Pat McAfee show and watch what he has to say about that. I'm sure he's just talking all sorts of shit about bum ass Corbin.
Probably is. No, we say he's bum ass Corbin, but I gotta say. And I don't like the guy. Bum ass Corbin, I gotta say. Hold on. And I don't like the guy. Bum ass Corbin, whoa. I gotta say. I don't like him, but he's good in the ring. He has skill, guys. I mean, I'm not a fan of him. He's a worker. He look at his character from the beginning of the year till now, or even before that. He does everything that WWE asks him to do. Every gimmick, as stupid as it may be, he does it, and he's good at it. I think that's why I hate him, because he's in my opinion, he's a Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn will forever be a WWE guy. Sami Zayn will do whatever WWE wants, and he does it. But I see you shaking your head.
I don't. Baron Corbin. If you go back, if you strip it down and you go back to him having, obviously, he'd have to be gone for a few years to grow that hair back out. But when he was the lone wolf, when he had the long hair and that gimmick, that was the good Baron Corbin. That was solid Baron Corbin. But since he did that whole bullshit he did and cut his hair and then the whole corporate Corbin and then the King Corbin, and he's nothing. He's horrible. He's just, all of his gimmicks suck. So that's the big difference between him and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's been consistent the whole time. I think Sami Zayn is one of those guys that should be talked about for an Intercontinental Championship or a US Championship. He's not a big enough guy to take out a guy like Roman Reigns. But I think he'd have a banger of a match against like Seth Rollins, against Cody Rhodes, someone his size. Because if you go back and you watch those matches in NXT that he had with Kevin Owens, they tore the goddamn house down. Those boys went. And that's another guy. Where's KO? I want my KO back.
What?
KO's my dude.
I agree. But what I'm saying, I didn't say. I think you misunderstood what I said about Corbin. I agree with you. Zayn and Owens are much better than Corbin. What I'm saying is, he's a company guy. He does whatever whatever he's told to do.
Just like Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler, company guy. And WWE, unfortunately, needs a handful of those guys, so they can go into dumbass gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but I think Corbin's good at what he does, and I think that's why they keep him around. And I think that's why people hate him so much, because he does what he's asked to do. That's all I was saying about that. He's always, no matter what, he's gonna. Because I think he loves what he does. I think he loves the sport of wrestling, and
yeah.
I mean, that's
why you threw him out there against Pat McAfee.
Right.
And I tell you what, my dude Pat went.
He went phenomenal, bro.
That Panama Sunrise he hit at the end. That off the middle rope Panama Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Your nephew went nuts on that.
I mean, he hit the Swanton bomb. He hit the Senton bomb. He hit the backflip off the top rope. The Hurricane. Holy shit.
Yeah, that Hurricane.
He went off, dude. I mean,
he scared me on a couple of those spots where he jumped up to the top rope. I thought he was going to fall over and bust his head open.
There was one time he almost did. I was like, I don't pay that he doesn't know what he's doing. He was exhausted by that point.
Well, yeah, the guy openly admits on his podcast he doesn't do cardio.
Right. So, and he got up. He did that. When he missed that, but he recovered pretty well, and he did what he did. He made it. You know, and I love the choir at the beginning singing Bum Ass Corbin. That was amazing. You know. And then he did the low blow after when the referee got knocked out. He gave him a low blow and did the DX, suck it. Then he goes over to Corey Graves, and he looked at Corey Graves. And
well, now did that set up him and Corey Graves? Because Corey Graves is rumored to be on his way back too.
I think so. And before we go further, let's pay respect to the announcer that was phenomenal with it. Michael Cole was off the chain with the whole SummerSlam. He was on point. He was good.
I've never liked Michael Cole, but him and Pat McAfee. I'm not anywhere close to saying that him and Pat are the next JR and King, because they're not. They're not the next JR and King. They're not the next Jesse and Gorilla. They're not the next Vince and Jesse or Vince and whoever he had. I'm just saying, they have their own flavor. But they're better than Michael Cole was when he was Pat McAfee.
Yes. Oh, I agree. I love SmackDown because they're on SmackDown. I can't stand the Raw. I mean, the Raw announcers have to get better. You know, and that's just it. So
who is that over on Raw?
Is
that Corey Graves?
Corey Graves and whoever else it is. I mean,
yeah, I don't get to watch a lot of live Raws anymore because of my work schedule.
Then we went to,
you know.
Then I thought one of the biggest matches of the night, I thought was Jeff Jarrett, special guest referee, with the Usos and the Street Profits. So,
that was a banger of a match. That was absolutely fire.
Fire. Talk about fire. Drip. What about them the outfits that Street Profits were wearing? The Tennessee Titans.
No.
That was badass.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give a shout out to Hambone right now. Hambone on TikTok. The TikTok drip god himself was in the house last night or on Saturday night, watching SummerSlam, and he loved himself some Street Profits drip. Those were fire. Those were pretty sick.
That was pretty sick. Absolutely, 100%.
And they kind of look like old school Houston Oilers unis.
Yeah, they came. Yeah, when they came down with the Tennessee Titans cheerleaders, that was ridiculous. I was like, I like that. So
now, we'll go back to what was asked earlier, as far as Dawkins turning heel. There's no way. I mean, you have to do it at this point because how can you not? Because if you don't do it and break up the Street Profits now, and you just keep having them go to the bottom of the pecking order and work their way back,
yeah,
you're ruining Montez Ford at that point, because Montez Ford would be a perfect Intercontinental Champion or a perfect guy to go one-on-one with, like The Miz or Seth Rollins. I mean, him and Seth Rollins would put on a hell of a show. But the Usos came out after that, and
yeah, I mean, you could tell in the beginning of the match, the Usos were showboating, and it almost acted like they were just going at a slow pace to get going because of how length of the match was going to be. But you can't take anything away from those four guys. As the match went on and on and on, they produced high-flying, big-time energy, huge pop moments. We've seen this match several times, just like we've seen Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns match several times. But overall, both teams put on a good show. Again, I see a Street Profits split up happening probably tonight.
That's fair.
They later on in the match, the Usos took out Ford, put him into the crowd, and then they finished off Dawkins with their finisher. With the pin, but I can bet you if we took a poll, I didn't do this on TikTok, but if I would have polled it, I bet you everybody would have wanted the Street Profits to win. I'm not a Street Profit guy. I think both those boys from the Street Profits could be great on their own. They're huge boys, and they can fly. Intercontinental Champion, hell yeah, I see that for sure. And Jeff Jarrett surprised me. I thought he was going to turn on the Usos, especially when one of the Usos tried to kick him in the face and he caught it. I was like, oh shit, here we go. But he called it right down the middle, just like he was supposed to do. And I think, in my opinion, the right people won. I like the Usos, but
I mean, I've been an Uso guy since like the face paint stuff.
You got the shirt, right? The bloodline.
Not that one.
Got bloodline.
I got the bloodline.
Yeah, so
I acknowledge him.
Yeah.
You will acknowledge him one day.
I mean, so
700 plus days, my man.
I don't know. I mean, but what do you do now? What do you do with the Street Profits? They could run the tag team in a different on like Raw, but there's no way. I mean, because we got unified belts. But it's time for them to break up and go on their own. So
the thing with that though is it just sucks because you don't have the tag team division. Who you gonna have challenge the Usos?
Shoosh. I hope not. Fuck. Whoops, sorry. Shoot. I hope not. No. You made me cough.
Too Tall Tyler loves that gimmick on TikTok.
Too Tall Tyler. Shoosh.
He's got a t-shirt.
He's got a t-shirt. Oh, good. Yeah. Good for Too Tall.
Hey. Now, Speaking of t-shirts, we're obviously going. We're going a little bit off topic here. But this Friday, August 5th, Van Andel Arena, AEW Rampage will be in the house.
A-Dub.
I'll be in the house with my son. If you're going to be there, check us out. Shoot me a DM on in Instagram. Maybe we can take a couple pictures. You know, I'm nothing famous, but you know, maybe someday I will be. I doubt it. But
where are you sitting at, bro?
We're gonna be in the upper deck. But talking about drip, talking about merch. This is what I'll be sporting that day.
Nice. I like. Put it over a little bit. Other way, yeah. Where'd you get that at?
That's AEWshop.com.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's the AEW logo with the Mox.
I like that.
Spray paint on there.
I like that.
Sick. That was the one that Andrew and I picked out. But
paying homage to NWO, man. Saying.
So Friday night we'll be there. It's a live Rampage that'll be on TBS or TNT. And then the Battle of the Belts for Saturday at the fights will be a recording that night as well.
So guys, TikTok guys, hey, listen. Get Matt to 1,000, bros. Let him live this shit. Got it? Matt Rogers 8. So then we go to live.
But one last little thing about my TikTok. Andrew and I, we'd asked, just when you think you have all the answers, we changed the question. Friday night, we're gonna do our question of the day. That question of the day will have someone special with us that night.
I know.
It's a TikToker.
I know. Don't message me. I won't tell you.
It's not that guy.
The other way.
Not that guy at all.
The other way.
He's in Florida.
I ain't being there.
This guy. He is arguably. He's obviously someone who we'll just say that he's arguably one of the bigger names.
He's huge.
He is a huge inspiration to me, and I'm really glad that I'll be able to get a chance to partner with him for one night.
One night only.
One night only.
So then we go to Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey.
I mean, it did what it needed to do.
I mean, you could tell that Liv obviously is afraid of Ronda Rousey. She sold that pretty well.
That's the thing. Like they should have built Liv up more.
Yeah.
To be better and a lot tougher than what they did.
You know, and then, they set that up for a continuous feud because they're not. Ronda will be at Raw, and she will address the fact that Liv tapped out.
Well, here's the thing. That's set Ronda up for a huge heel run.
Yes.
And that's what she should be.
Yep.
Her as a babyface is absolute bullshit.
Yes. And that's what it did. I think her final run, because she's not gonna be around forever. But finally, they gave her a heel run, and that's what she deserves. She needs that. And that's what's gonna put her over. So that's basically all that match was two girls going back and forth, arm bars and submission holds, and finally a pin or a submission.
I ain't gonna lie. Liv looked good.
She did. So
I like Liv Morgan. I like her a lot.
Do you? But yeah, that was Ronda turning heel.
Creepy bastard.
Ronda turning heel was yeah, you are creepy. Ronda turning heel was great. So, and that match led up to the main event, and oh shit, the main event. I won't lie. I'll be honest with you. You know, Roman Reigns came out, true Roman Reigns fashion. Whatever. He got in the ring, blah, blah, blah. Nashville. SummerSlam. Acknowledge me. Well, you know, whatever he does, the important, but okay, I get it, love it. I love it. Probably one of the best things in WWE. And I'll be honest with that, for a second, I was like, come on. Brock.
He is a heel. He is a heel that people love now.
Come on, Brock. You're gonna drive a tractor down to the ring? I was like, okay. So I guess Steve Austin drove his ATV. Eddie Guerrero drove his bouncy car, whatever. And so I was like, no, why are we driving this big John Deere or whatever the car? I don't even know what brand it was. Tractor to the ring. I knew it was going to be used. They used it amazingly, mind you, at the end and in middle. But I was like, oh my God. But the match, other than that, did not disappoint me whatsoever. Two big dudes.
The match was, they beat the shit out of each other.
Two big badasses beating the crap out of each other. Hell yeah. You know, it had everything a Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match would have. It had Paul Heyman shitting his pants when he got confronted by.
Oh, what was he thinking? I was like, oh, you're gonna get your ass beat, Paul.
You knew he dirtied his underwear. Come on.
Well, I tell you what, bro took a F5 to that into the table. Though.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. You know, it had the Usos interfering, you know, and it had Theory attempting to cash in, but he got his ass beat like he should have.
Yeah, he took an F5 and multiple shots with his own
briefcase.
Money in the bank.
You know, okay. So everything that it needed to have to be a great main event.
Well, back up to the very beginning of the match, when Brock Lesnar was standing on the bucket of the tractor, and he goes, Brock Lesnar, and I'm here to whoop Roman Reigns' ass. And he throws the microphone, and Roman just nonchalantly just catches it and winks at him.
I was like, awesome.
He winks at him.
When you sent me that video this morning, because I didn't get that. I didn't catch that part. That was pretty sweet. You know, you had to know they practiced that thing. How many times? And that's probably why Roman said it. That's probably why he winked. He goes, because that's probably the only time he caught the damn mic. And he did it with skill. It was like, no problem.
It was effortless.
Yeah. I was like, no problem. But
I mean, the right person won.
Yep. There was like,
now he can go to Clash of the Champions. Follow me on TikTok so I can go live.
All right. And he's gonna get
another shameless plug.
He's gonna beat McIntyre. You know that's gonna happen.
Well,
and I hope the guy at Clash of the Champions they don't have Theory cash in.
I think they need to let Theory hold on to that briefcase until at least like summer, like not Survivor Series, but and who the hell so Survivor Series, this is gonna be odd. I think he almost has to drop one of the titles by Survivor Series because it's always SmackDown versus Raw, right?
Yeah.
It's always IC champion versus US champion. Always one set of tag teams against the other set of tag teams. Women's title versus women's title. But I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me that I don't know if they can. I don't know how they break it up.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna have to because you can't. You got to have Roman Reigns be your champion going into WrestleMania. You have to. I don't see. Yeah. There's no way you cannot have Roman as a champion of something. So I think something has to happen. A swerve is going to come maybe to take away to stop reunification. I don't know. But I loved it when the ring was like, oh shit, Roman Reigns was in the corner, and he like when Brock flipped that ring, that had to be a hell of a ride down that.
There's a meme of that whole thing, and it's in slow motion. And as you see Reigns tumbling down, they played the theme to the Titanic.
Nice. Yes.
Like, okay.
I mean, I guess I see that now as you say it. My mind wasn't in movies at that point. My mind was going, holy crap. I see it.
No. What I'm saying is, I didn't make it. It was a meme.
No, but I see what you. I see where they're looking at it. The big tip. I see that. Yeah. That's pretty cool. But yeah, SummerSlam was what it was, and hey, Vince. Now that you're not Vince ain't in charge no more. Triple H did Vince what you should have done. Triple H and Stephanie took a huge event and made it a 3-hour show one day.
Now,
please, Triple H,
take Raw and go down to 2 hours
and make your WrestleMania one day.
I don't care if you want it to be,
and I don't care if anybody.
If you want to start at 6 o'clock in the afternoon or 6 o'clock in the evening, 5 o'clock in the evening, and go 5 hours with it, that's fine. But you can do it in one day, my man.
I think I could be safe to say as a fan, I get it. I get why Vince wants to do a 3-hour show on Raw. I get why Vince wanted to do a 2-day Mania, because you're right. You're holding up this. It's about the money. Stop making it about the damn money and make it about the fans. And I think Triple H hit it on the top of the head when he made this about the fans. He had everything right. He did everything he needed to do. And it was a banger of an event. Way to go, Trip. Way to go, Steph. So, I mean, I don't know. That was the SummerSlam. You know, I'll just take my last 2 takes and I'll let Matt wrap the show up. Awesome SummerSlam. Can't wait to watch Monday Night Raw. I hope it keeps the hype going. I hope they do a great job with Raw. I will say, after SummerSlam, I turned on the TV and I got a chance of watching Nunes versus Pena 2, the UFC Women's Championship match. Those chicks can go. They put on an excellent show. I loved it. I'm a UFC guy as well as a wrestling guy. And then on yesterday, I got a chance to watch Ric Flair's final match. Say it what it is. He's 77 years old. It was exactly that. Woo! It was exactly that. All it was doing, and all these people that are hate, because there's a lot of people out there hating on it. Oh, you should never done it. Oh. You know what? Go do something. All they were doing is paying respect to probably one of the GOATs of wrestling. He needs to be paid respect, and that's all he did. He went in there. Yes. Did he move slow? Yes. Did it look like he was going in slow motion? Yes. Because he's 77 years old, guys. Let him be 77. Did the chops look fake as hell? Yes. My wife would have called it fake as nuts. And it was. It was exactly that. But they ended it with Taker, Mick Foley, and Bret Hart at the ring.
DDP was right behind them.
And DDP, all those guys paid respect. And if you didn't notice, Jay Lethal was at the ramp, and he gave Flair a big hug after the whole match. That's what it's about, guys. Supporting who we grew up with. I was a Ric Flair guy growing up. It's time for him to go, yes. But that's how they did it, and I thought I gave it a thumbs up. I don't care how crappy the match looked. I gave it a thumbs up for them doing what and I think it was Cornette Corporation that put it on, or Crockett. I'm sorry, Crockett's. I think.
Yeah, it was Jim Crockett Promotions.
Jim Crockett Promotion. So yeah. Amazing people. So thank you guys. Thank you, Rick.
I think really the only reason he put that match together or that card together, I'm talking about Ric Flair, is, I mean, it's no knock on Ric Flair. He is definitely one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest WCW wrestlers of all time. Now, that being said, I think he looked and saw what Sting's been doing over in AEW and thought, oh, I can do that. Newsflash, Sting's about 12 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Rick. But again, I didn't watch the match. I caught highlights of it. And it was what it was, because there's really no there's no build up to it.
No, it was just what it is. It was his last match.
It was a gimmick. It was something that they threw together to honor one of the all-time greats before he got to the point where he couldn't do anything. The rest of the card was truly just phenomenal.
Ric Flair, he did say after the match, you have to look this up on YouTube to get it right. But he says, I get nervous and get hyped when I see Mick and Undertaker, and I'm okay. I can go out and do it. I get nervous going, but when Kid Rock walks into my dressing room, I go, holy shit. He goes, now I got to perform in front of Kid Rock. So it was amazing. It was just a good thing to see happen. I agree. Sting is 12 years younger than you, Rick, but I think it's time. Matt's going to love this. I think it's time for Sting to have a last match and be done as well. I'm Scott from Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast.
I'm Matt from Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast, and this has been Main Event Monday. Again, BLT Ajax, if you're still in there, and Plug OBTB, thanks for stopping in and talking with us. Enjoyed it. Next week, a week from today, we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming. It's WrestleMania 2. We're going to be giving our thoughts and opinions as we rewatch all these tremendously bad in some instances, but just the stuff that we grew up with, rewatching it and kind of having a different perspective on what we see now as opposed to what we saw back in 1985, 86. And we're going to go through all the WrestleManias. If you guys haven't been here for the first episode of Main Event Monday, go check him out at Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Pop Wrestling.
Check him out. Matt Rogers. Yep, you guys are right. The other way.
Well, check him out.
Check him out too. Whatever. Check us all out, man. Let's build the community. Let's get Matt Rogers 8 to 1,000.
Hey, listen. If you get me to 1,000 by Friday, it'll make it really special. And if you do it, I will do. Not that anyone really is. If anyone's out there listening, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers or followers by Friday on TikTok, I will do a Funko Pop giveaway.
There you go.
And it's a Stone Cold Steve Austin Funko Pop.
There you go. Get him there, guys.
And we'll do we'll do a special live at AEW Rampage and Battle of the Belts. And again, we'll probably, if we do get to that 1,000 mark, it'll be a live with a special guest.
Get him there. Can't wait till Friday, bro. That'll be a special thing. We're gonna talk about AEW. I'm sure you're gonna be hyped. Let's go.
All right. See you guys in about 4 days.